It won't interfere with the current building. It'll be near it, but not touching it, and pays total respect to the existing building, which I'm the biggest fan of it.
I hate to say this, but you are looking at a live picture of something that's actually happening. The destruction of the East Wing of the White House. Demolition taking place right now at the White House on Donald Trump's orders to make space for Donald Trump's 90,000 square foot ballroom. That number doesn't even make sense if you're a human living on Earth 1, but it is bigger than everything that is on the complex now, almost twice as big. Our colleague Von Hilliard first reported on Monday on this show that the entire East Wing will be torn down in this demolition. We're now seeing what that means and what that looks like. And to say these are upsetting views of the destruction of the people's house might be an understatement. If you've ever been to Washington on a field trip or wanted to go after watching Forrest Gump or The American President or the movie Dave, or just thought it was one of those things that would kind of always be there. New York Times is reporting this hour that the demolition will be done. They'll be done destroying the East Wing by the end of the weekend.
It's Ken Harbaugh with the Midas Touch Network, and the White House is our house, not Donald Trump's, and he's tearing it down. I was supposed to post the second half of my conversation with Chris Goldsmith today about that artillery round that exploded over I-5 in California, but I can't stop thinking about the East Wing in ruins. I've been to the White House a few times, usually for meetings about veterans issues. I always entered through the East Wing. That's where visitors come in. School groups, military families, citizens lucky enough to get an invitation. It's the part of the building that still feels like it belongs to the American people. Or it did. Now it's rubble, twisted rebar, broken concrete, bulldozers where history once stood. The symbolism could not be starker. As Donald Trump tears apart the institutions of our democracy, he's literally demolishing the one part of the White House that was most open to the public.
Just look at what he's doing right now to the White House. That is, of course, the people's house. It's our house as Americans, as citizens. There it is. The residence of every president since John Adams in 1800. And that is more destruction the White House has seen since the troops for the British Crown burned it down the War of 1812.
The East Wing has seen more than a century of American life. Teddy Roosevelt built it to handle the growing demands of the presidency, but it quickly became something more. During World War II, workers dug beneath it in secret to build the bunker meant to keep our government alive if Washington was ever attacked. Since then, it's been the workspace for first ladies who shaped the country in quiet but lasting ways. Eleanor Roosevelt holding press conferences for women reporters when no one else would give them the time of day. Jackie Kennedy protecting and restoring the White House itself as a living record of our history. Rosalind Carter fighting for mental health reform decades before that was mainstream. The East Wing carried the country through wars, crises, assassinations, and moments of grace as well. It's where presidents and their families gathered before funerals, where foreign dignitaries were welcomed, where generations of Americans began their White House tours. It has been the living, working link between the people and the presidency. And now it's disappearing before our eyes, not after public hearings or historical reviews, but in secrecy, before plans were even filed. All to make room for a 90,000 square foot ballroom bearing one man's name.
The current renderings of the privately funded ballroom are very much a reflection of Trump's style. Gold and crystal chandeliers, gilded Corinthian columns, these gold floor lamps, checkered marble floor.
We're building a ballroom. They've wanted a ballroom for 150 years. And I'm giving that honor to this wonderful place. We'll have the most beautiful ballroom in the country. So you'll have drinks, cocktails, everything on this floor. And then they'll say, welcome to dinner. You walk into the ballroom, Mr. Senators, and you're going to see a ballroom the likes of which I don't think it'll be topped.
Trump promised this ballroom wouldn't touch the existing structure. He said it would, quote, show total respect for the White House. His word, as always, means nothing.
The National Trust for Historic Preservation is warning in a letter sent yesterday that the planned 90,000 square foot ballroom, quote, will overwhelm the White House itself, which is about 55,000 square feet. According to the White House website, all public tours are suspended indefinitely due to Trump's construction.
We're told this new monstrosity will be, quote, paid for by me and some friends of mine. Yeah, right. We're told this is about modernization, but it isn't modernization. It's desecration. It's the destruction of living history to make room for a vanity project. And the Republican leadership, the ones who never miss a chance to lecture the rest of us about patriotism and tradition, they've said nothing, not one word. The same people who lose their minds if a Democrat touches a Confederate monument are watching quietly while Trump flattens a wing of the People's House. Their silence says everything. Hey everyone, it's Ken. Quick break here to say thanks for watching and a huge shout out to everyone who supported my most recent reporting trip to Ukraine. I hope you followed the updates on Substack. I reported from Chernobyl, from Kyiv and Odessa, and from frontline positions alongside some of the bravest people I have ever met. If you haven't yet signed up for my Substack, please check it out. It's free to join. The link's below. Thanks. What's being destroyed isn't just a building, it's memory. It's the physical evidence of our shared story. You can't digitally preserve that. Nothing can replace the feeling of walking those halls, of knowing you're in a place where history happened. This isn't an argument about architecture or taste. It's about who owns this country. The White House isn't a set piece for one man's self-promotion. It's not a stage for his next fundraiser. It belongs to all of us. When a president treats it like a personal trophy, he's not just defacing a building, he's insulting the democracy it stands for. My memory of the East Wing is that it wasn't flashy or ornate like other parts of the White House. It represented quiet service, the kind of duty that doesn't make headlines but keeps the republic running. To tear it down for a ballroom and to do it in secret, again, the symbolism hits you like a ton of concrete. So yeah, I'm angry. Angry at the arrogance, the lies, and the silence. Angry that so many who call themselves patriots are fine with watching history bulldozed to feed one man's ego. Because if we don't push back, if we let the East Wing vanish without protest, then we're saying that nothing is sacred, that the People's House can be turned into a palace, subject to the whims of one man. Donald Trump doesn't understand this building or the country in which he lives. The White House isn't a monument to power. It belongs to all of us. And it's time we reminded Donald Trump and every silent enabler in his party exactly whose house he's living in.
You probably hear the beautiful sound of construction to the back. You hear that sound? Oh, that's music to my ears. I love that sound.